Ladies and gentlemen, I have come today not just to inspire you, but to challenge you, to provoke your thoughts, to ignite something deep within you that has been waiting to come alive. There are three questions, three simple but profound questions that have the power to transform your life forever. These are not ordinary questions. They are questions that every great leader, every successful individual, every world changer has asked themselves. And today I ask you to search your heart, to look beyond the surface and dare to answer these three questions. Because if you can answer them, you will unlock the greatness within you. When you understand who you are, you stop seeking approval from people who don't even know their own purpose. You stop comparing yourself to others because you recognize that you were never designed to be a copy. A bird never competes with a fish because it knows it was not created for the ocean. Likewise, when you discover your true identity, you will stop wasting time trying to fit into places where you were never meant to be. The greatest battle you will ever fight is not against others, but against ignorance of yourself. The enemy of your destiny is not lack of opportunity, but lack of identity. A prince who thinks he is a slave will live like a slave, even though he was born to rule. You must renew your mind. You must change the way you see yourself. You must silence the voices that tell you that you are not enough, that you don't have what it takes, that you were not meant for greatness. Because the truth is, you were designed by the Creator with precision. Everything about you, your talents, your passions, your personality, was placed in you for a reason. Now let's go deeper. Purpose is not something you chase, it is something you discover. The tree does not chase after fruit, it simply grows and produces what was already inside it. The key to finding your purpose is not running after every opportunity, but growing into the person you were meant to be. Look around you, everything that exists has a purpose. The chair you sit on was designed to hold weight. The pen in your hand was made to write. The phone you use was built to communicate. But what about you? Why were you created? You see, life is not about making a living. It is about making a difference. The reason so many people are frustrated, confused, and unsatisfied is because they are doing things they were never born to do. They are climbing ladders that are leaning against the wrong walls. You do not find purpose in money, fame, or success. Purpose is found in solving a problem bigger than yourself. The question you must ask is, what problem am I created to solve? What burden do I carry? What change do I desire to see in the world? Because the answer to these questions will reveal your assignment on this earth. A seed does not look like the tree it is meant to become, but inside that small seed is a forest waiting to be released. Likewise, inside you is potential beyond what you can see. But if the seed never gets planted, it will never grow. If it never grows, it will never bear fruit. Some of you have dreams, ideas, visions that have been buried by fear, doubt, and insecurity. But it is time to break the soil. It is time to plant yourself where you belong and grow into the person you are meant to be. Destiny is not a mystery, it is a journey. But you will never reach your destination if you do not know where you are going. Imagine boarding a plane with no idea where it's headed. That is how many people live their lives, wandering from one thing to the next, hoping that somehow they will arrive at success. But success is not an accident. It is the result of clear vision, intentional action, and unshakable faith. Vision is the ability to see beyond what is in front of you. It is looking beyond your present circumstances and focusing on the future you desire to create. Without vision, you will live by default instead of by design. Without vision, you will be busy but not productive, moving but not progressing, alive but not living. When you have a vision for your life, you stop living by emotion and start living by conviction. You stop making decisions based on how you feel in the moment and start making choices that align with your destiny. You stop reacting to life and start directing your life. Your vision will determine your direction. A person with no vision is easily distracted. They follow trends instead of purpose. They chase after what is popular instead of what is meaningful. But when you have a clear vision, you cannot be swayed by every passing wind. You are focused, you are intentional, you know where you are going, and nothing can stop you. Now you may be thinking, but what if I don't know my purpose yet? That is a valid question, and the answer is this: start where you are. Purpose is revealed through movement. When a river flows, it finds its course. But if it remains still, it becomes stagnant. The worst thing you can do is sit and wait for purpose to come to you. Start working on what you love. Start developing your gifts. Start serving where you can. And as you move, purpose will begin to unfold. Your environment matters. A seed planted in the wrong soil will never reach its full potential. Likewise, if you surround yourself with the wrong people, people who do not believe in you, who do not challenge you to grow, who do not push you toward your destiny, you will remain stuck. You need to be in an environment that nurtures your purpose, that encourages your growth, that fuels your vision. Your time is now, but the question is, are you ready to embrace it? Greatness is not something you stumble upon. It is something you grow into. A tree does not become mighty overnight. It starts as a seed, buried beneath the ground, unseen and unnoticed. But within that seed is everything it needs to become all it was meant to be. The same is true for you. Inside you is the blueprint for your destiny. Inside you is the potential to become someone greater than you ever imagined. But potential is meaningless if it is not developed. A seed that is never planted will never grow. A dream that is never acted upon will never become reality. You must activate what is inside you. You must cultivate the gifts you have been given. You must make the decision to stop waiting for the perfect moment and start moving forward with what you have, where you are. Because the truth is, there will never be a perfect moment. There will always be challenges. There will always be obstacles. But those who change the world are those who refuse to wait. The difference between those who succeed and those who remain average is not talent, it is persistence. The ability to keep going when others quit. The willingness to sacrifice comfort for purpose. The determination to push through pain, to endure hardship, to stay focused when distractions arise. Distractions will come. Some will come in the form of opportunities that look good but are not meant for you. Some will come in the form of people who do not believe in your vision. Some will come in the form of fear, doubt, and insecurity. But if you allow distractions to dictate your decisions, you will never reach your destination. You must protect your focus. Guard your vision. Be intentional about where you invest your time, your energy, and your resources. Because whatever you feed will grow, and whatever you starve will die. If you feed your fears, they will take over your mind. If you feed your doubts, they will destroy your dreams. But if you feed your faith, your vision, your discipline, nothing will be able to stop you. Every champion, every leader, every world changer had moments where they felt like giving up. Moments where everything seemed to be against them. Moments where the weight of their vision felt too heavy to carry. But they did not stop. They did not give in. They pressed forward even when they couldn't see the full picture. Because vision is not about what you see with your eyes. It is about what you see with your spirit. It is about knowing deep within you that there is more to your life than what you are experiencing right now. It is about believing that you were made for something greater, even when your current reality does not reflect it. Your environment will try to tell you who you are. Your past will try to define you. Your failures will try to limit you. But none of these things have the power to determine your destiny unless you let them. You were not created to live in mediocrity. You were not placed on this earth to simply exist. You were designed for impact. You were designed to leave a mark that cannot be erased. But that will never happen if you keep playing small. Some of you have been shrinking yourself to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. You have been holding back your gifts because you are afraid of what others will think. You have been suppressing your dreams because you don't feel qualified. But hear me, if you were not meant to do it, the vision would not have been placed inside you. Your dreams are proof of your potential. The desires in your heart were placed there for a reason. But dreams without action will remain dreams. Visions without work will remain visions. Potential without discipline will never become reality. It is time to rise. It is time to move. It is time to step into the fullness of who you were created to be. It is time to step into the fullness of who you were created to be. But stepping into your destiny requires courage. It requires you to move beyond fear, beyond doubt, beyond the limitations that have held you back for so long. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to move forward despite it. Every great person you admire felt fear. Every leader, every innovator, every pioneer faced moments of uncertainty, but they did not allow fear to control their destiny. They did not allow doubt to paralyze their progress. They understood that the only way to conquer fear is to face it. Fear is a liar. It magnifies obstacles. It distorts reality. It tells you that you are not good enough, that you don't have what it takes, that you will fail. But fear only has power if you believe it. The moment you decide to challenge fear, to stand up to it, to take action in spite of it, you weaken its hold on your life. Some of you have allowed fear to keep you in a place that is beneath your potential. You have been waiting for the fear to go away before you take the next step. But fear does not leave before action. It leaves when action is taken. The only way to overcome fear is to do the very thing you are afraid of. But courage alone is not enough. Courage must be accompanied by discipline. A dream without discipline is only a wish. A vision without action is only an idea. There are many talented people who never succeed because they lack the discipline to do what is necessary. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It is the commitment to keep going when motivation fades. It is the ability to say no to distractions, to wake up early when you don't feel like it, to put in the work when no one is watching. The greatest enemy of progress is comfort. Comfort keeps you stagnant. Comfort convinces you that where you are is good enough, that you don't need to push harder, that you don't need to grow. But nothing great ever comes from comfort zones. Every person who has achieved greatness had to make the decision to leave behind what was familiar in order to step into something greater. Growth requires change. And change is uncomfortable. It stretches you, it challenges you, it forces you to let go of what is safe and step into the unknown. But the unknown is where your greatest potential lies. Look around you. Everything that grows experiences pressure. The seed must break through the soil. The butterfly must struggle out of the cocoon. The diamond is formed under intense heat and pressure. Growth is not easy, but it is necessary. And that is why persistence is key. There will be days when it feels like nothing is working. There will be moments when you question if the struggle is worth it. But success does not belong to the most talented. It belongs to those who refuse to quit. You must develop the mindset of a finisher. Many people start, but few finish. They begin with excitement, but when challenges arise, they give up. But you must make a decision today that quitting is not an option. That no matter how long it takes, no matter how hard the journey is, you will see it through to the end. Your destiny is too important to abandon. Your purpose is too valuable to ignore. You must keep going, keep pushing, keep believing, because the future belongs to those who refuse to give up. Because the future belongs to those who refuse to give up. It belongs to those who wake up every morning with a determination to move forward no matter what stands in their way. It belongs to those who understand that setbacks are not signs to stop, but signs to adjust, to grow, to learn, and to keep pressing on. Every great achievement in history was built on perseverance. The greatest inventions were once simple ideas. The most powerful movements began with just one person who refused to quit. What separates those who succeed from those who fail is not luck or privilege. It is the ability to endure when things get tough. Endurance is the mark of champions. It is the ability to keep going, even when the odds are against you. It is the refusal to be defined by failure, the resilience to rise every time you fall, the discipline to push forward when everything inside you says stop. Because true strength is not measured by how well you start, but by how well you finish. The road to destiny is not a straight path. It is filled with challenges, obstacles, and detours. But every struggle, every hardship, every difficulty is shaping you, refining you, preparing you for the greatness that awaits. You may not understand it now, but everything you are going through is necessary for where you are going. You cannot pray for strength and avoid resistance. You cannot ask for wisdom and refuse to learn through experience. You cannot desire growth and remain in the same place. Growth requires movement. Growth requires pressure. Growth requires discomfort. But those who embrace the process will emerge stronger, wiser, and ready for the doors that are waiting to open. Some doors will not open until you become the person who is ready to walk through them. Some opportunities will not come until you develop the discipline to handle them. Some dreams will not manifest until you prepare yourself to receive them. And that is why your focus must be on growth, not just success. Because when you grow, success becomes inevitable. Success is not something you chase, it is something you attract by becoming the person who is capable of handling it. The world does not reward intentions, it rewards results. You can have all the potential in the world, but if you do not develop it, it will remain dormant. If you do not discipline yourself, your talent will go to waste. If you do not move with urgency, time will pass and you will look back with regret. And regret is the heaviest burden to carry. It is not failure that destroys people. It is looking back and realizing they never truly tried, that they allowed fear to hold them back, that they allowed distractions to derail them, that they allowed time to slip away without taking action. But today you have a choice. You can decide that you will not be one of those people. You can decide that you will not let fear win. You can decide that you will not waste the gifts, the opportunities, the potential that have been placed inside you, because there is more in you, more strength, more power, more vision, more purpose. You have not yet seen the fullness of what you are capable of, but you must be willing to do the work. You must be willing to stretch yourself. You must be willing to step out of what is comfortable and into what is necessary. The world does not need more people who simply exist. It needs people who are fully alive. People who walk with confidence, who move with purpose, who live with intention. People who refuse to settle, who refuse to be average, who refuse to let their circumstances dictate their future. Because your future is not determined by where you come from. It is determined by where you decide to go. And that decision is in your hands. No one can make it for you. No one can push you into your destiny. No one can force you to rise. It must come from within. It must be a choice that you make every single day. The choice to believe, the choice to move, the choice to become everything you were created to be. The choice to become everything you were created to be. That choice is not made once, it is made daily. Every morning you must decide to rise above excuses, to push beyond limitations, to pursue your purpose with unwavering commitment. Because purpose is not fulfilled by those who hesitate. It is fulfilled by those who move with boldness, by those who understand that every day is an opportunity to take one step closer to their destiny. You cannot afford to waste time. Time is life, and whatever you do with your time is what you do with your life. Those who squander time are those who squander their future. Every second that passes is a moment you will never get back. That is why successful people do not live by chance, they live by design. They structure their days with intention. They invest their time in what matters. They focus on growth, on discipline, on preparation, so that when opportunity comes, they are ready. And opportunity will come. But opportunity does not wait for those who are unprepared. It does not wait for those who hesitate. It does not wait for those who sit back, waiting for the right moment. Opportunity belongs to those who recognize it, seize it, and act on it without delay. Because opportunity often looks like hard work. It often comes disguised as a challenge. It often requires you to step out in faith before you see the full picture. Some of you are waiting for things to be perfect before you move, but perfection is an illusion. If you wait until everything is just right, you will never begin. The most successful people are not those who had perfect conditions. They are those who started where they were, with what they had, and made the most of it. They understood that growth comes through action, that clarity comes through movement, that success is built step by step, not in one giant leap. And as you move, you will encounter resistance. Resistance is proof that you are on the right path. Resistance comes to test your commitment, to refine your character, to strengthen your resolve. Without resistance, there is no growth. Without opposition, there is no breakthrough. The pressure you feel is not there to break you, it is there to build you. It is preparing you for the weight of your destiny, because destiny carries weight. Greatness carries responsibility. The higher you go, the more discipline is required. The further you climb, the more focus you must have. The moment you step into your calling, distractions will try to pull you away, but distractions are only dangerous to those who lack vision. When you have a clear vision, you do not have time for distractions. You do not entertain things that do not align with your purpose. You do not waste energy on things that do not push you forward. Your vision must be so strong that nothing can shake you. It must be so clear that no setback, no failure, no obstacle can make you question your purpose. Because setbacks will come, failure will happen. But failure is not final unless you accept it. Every failure contains a lesson. Every setback contains wisdom. Every challenge contains an opportunity for growth. That is why persistence is non-negotiable. You must have a mindset that refuses to quit. The difference between those who win and those who lose is not that the winners never failed, it is that they refuse to stop. They refuse to let failure define them. They refuse to let setbacks derail them. They refuse to listen to the voices that said they couldn't do it. Because the voices will come. Doubt will try to creep in. Fear will try to take hold. Insecurity will whisper that you are not enough. But you must silence those voices with action. You must drown out fear with faith. You must overpower doubt with discipline. You must remind yourself daily of who you are, of why you started, of the vision that is ahead of you. And when you do, something powerful happens. You begin to shift. You begin to rise. You begin to see yourself differently. Not as someone struggling to survive, but as someone designed to thrive. You begin to walk with confidence, knowing that nothing can stop you except your own hesitation. You begin to operate with boldness, knowing that the world is waiting for what is inside you, because the world needs you. It needs your ideas. It needs your gifts. It needs your voice. It needs the impact that only you can make. There is a space in this world that only you can fill. There is a problem that only you can solve. There is a difference that only you can make. But none of it will happen if you do not step forward. None of it will happen if you do not take action. So the question remains, what will you do with the time you have? Will you keep waiting or will you move? Will you keep doubting or will you believe? Will you keep hesitating or will you step boldly into your destiny? Because your future is not something that will happen to you. It is something you must create. It is something you must build. It is something you must pursue with everything inside you. And the moment you decide to go all in, the moment you decide that nothing will stop you, the moment you commit fully to your purpose, that is the moment your life will change forever.